Hi, guys. Welcome back to Bar Exam. I'm your host, Allie Rayner, and I'm here with my amazing co host, Mr. Eric G is in the building. Say hello, Eric.
What up, y'all?
And Mr. Marcus TV is also here with us. Say hello.
What's the word?
Hi, guys. So, welcome back to Bar Exam. This week, coming before the bar, we're going to be discussing some of the game's top rappers and their best punchlines. So, basically, each host has chosen one of their favorite rappers and their best punchlines. And then, hopefully, by the end of this, we'll determine who we really think the GOAT is of the punchline game. So, Eric, how about you do the honors? How about you start us off?
All right, so if we're talking about just like bars and punchlines, then we gotta start with the king of the Coke punchlines himself, and we're gonna
Okay.
go with Pusha T. And reason I chose Pusha T is kind of the reason I kind of just said. Um, if you go on Twitter, like, and just do a search for Pusha T at any given time of the day, I guarantee you that you will see some type of crazy meme reference about some kind of crazy bar that he rapped about some kind of crazy Coke reference. It's been like this for the past couple of years now. Like I want to say ever since he came out with that Wrath of Cain mixtape back in like 2010. Like ever since then he's been on a tear with this shit. So
Yeah.
I just feel like he was a really good person to talk about in this instance.
I say you can readjust. Yeah, don't
Yeah,
worry.
hold on. Hold on one second.
It's all
I
good.
thought this nigga camera just walked, and I was like, "Yo,
Like this
what?"
is some new high tech shit.
Like it ain't even high tech. Like when you talk shit about the edible, and then this whole
That
nigga
bitch finally
camera just
hits.
moved. And
Give me
I
a
was like,
second.
"Yo,
Give me a second. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, there you go. There you
All
go.
right. Dog's always getting me tripped up. All right, so yeah. Anyway, that was the reason. Anyway, that was the reason I wanted to choose Pusha T, and I found that it was really hard to choose between a lot of bars, especially because of the amount of Coke references that he does have. But
So many to
I
choose
felt I
from. Which
felt I
one?
felt really strong about some of the ones that I have to bring to the table. So this first one really stuck out to me. I've been getting at these coins as I'm breaking down a brick. Make the jump to each level. Super Mario exists.
I like
So
that.
so just breaking it down a little bit. So get coins and break down bricks. So he's talking about leveling up as far as breaking down bricks, and he has to level up his coins in real life as far as Coke selling. But in the game of Super Mario, you have to break down bricks and earn coins in order to level up in the game.
Yeah.
So I like how he brought that together, saying that like, and then he brings it all together at the end. Super Mario exists, so I really like that. There was another one that he had, kilogram Kickstarter, push a brick harder, left my elbow in the pot, a la Vince Carter, and there he's talking about if you remember from the slam dunk back in 2000, Vince Carter had the crazy dunk where his left elbow was left hanging in the rim, and he was hanging from the rim for like I don't know how many seconds, but that's what
Damn.
that's a reference to.
Oh, that's
So
dope. I love that.
yeah,
I love a good
yeah, and
pop
like
culture
you
reference.
right, and that's like an old culture reference too, because it's
For real.
like who still talks about Vince Carter in 2022, 2023. So
Right.
you know,
Bow Wow,
it,
Bow Wow does."
yeah, but Bala talks about everybody, so that don't
Right.
that doesn't count. And then one more I wanted to bring up was if kilogram is the proof, I done sold a golden goose. I got him, baby. I'm Jim Purdue, cocaine's Dr. Seuss. So he's talking about selling birds on top of a golden goose. The Jim Purdue reference is Jim Purdue is actually a chicken manufacturer. I actually didn't know this, so that was news to me.
I was
So
actually
he's
gonna
a
say,
chicken
yeah, that's some good ass chicken. Purdue chicken.
Yeah. The Purdue Farms. Yeah. So that's a reference to, and then cocaine's Dr. Seuss. I mean, that's kind of self-explanatory. Just mentioning how good he is at rhyming about coke. So again,
yes, he is.
Like there's a lot more to bring up with Push just because he's been in the game for so many years, but those were just some of the lines that I really like that stuck out to me as far as just like his really obscure references. So that was why I felt like it was necessary to bring Push to the table.
Okay. Yeah, I really love those references, honestly. And I never really realized how much Pusha T talks about cocaine until the internet. Like Eric, like you were saying, like the internet, nothing goes past the internet. And all those memes popped up about Push, and like they're not wrong. Remember when we did the episode where we talked about like the 3 top topics that people are gonna, the rappers are gonna talk about, and Pushes is definitely going to be cocaine, apparently. So I like that, though. I liked you threw in like a double entendre in there, pop culture reference. So, and then Push in general is just an amazing lyricist. So I think that was a good pick. What do you think, Marcus?
I agree because he had one of the most all-time lines. I think it was "What Happened to That Boy." I think that's what it was when he was like, "I put that on my Lord. My niece was 4 when she felt chinchilla." Like that right there was, first of all, nigga, your niece was 4 when she felt chinchilla. I still don't know what chinchilla feels like. Man, I'm older than 4. And I can go like I don't. Your niece was 4, and she was like, "Oh, it's chinchilla. I don't know if I like it.
Straight off the
And then when he said it, everybody had them real big, coats. So like the fur was like just it looked like a Rick Ross beard around your goddamn neck because you had all this fur and all of it. So that's one of the most all-time lines ever. So shout out to Pusha T.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Okay, Marcus, how about yours? What is your pick?
Man,
Who is your
I'm
pick?
gonna go with the classic guy right here by the name of 2 Chainz, aka Titty Boy. And
Okay.
so, first of all, there are so many one-liners that he has that I feel like we should almost have a separate show and rank them. Because
wow.
on 2 Chainz, I'm different. Ass so big, I told her look back at it. I mean, how simple and self-explanatory, but yet a bar that you can still go with that. And then let's not go with another classic because this was Kanye West, Big Sean, Pusha T. Shout out to Pusha T and 2 Chainz on Mercy. Okay, now catch up to my campaign. Coupe the color of mayonnaise. What? Catch up to my campaign. Coupe the color of mayonnaise. That's
pretty smooth. That's smooth.
That's wild. Like he was. That's wild. Horsepower. All this polo on, I got horsepower.
That is a good one.
Bruh. You got on polo, so you got on horsepower. Like that's like we can keep going. I mean, and these is not even in the top 10. Givenchy, nigga, God bless you.
Yo, I used to love that
I don't even
line.
know. When he said that, I was like, okay.
Givenchy,
nigga, God bless you. Nigga, God bless you. Nigga, what?
Because we know that was really a lot of people's reaction to hearing a lot of these fancy ass brand names, right? Like Givenchy, who the fuck? Like, nigga, bless you, I guess. I love that.
So, and then this is a classic one right here because no one was even saying this. Drake, 2 Chainz, Big Sean, all me, walked in, ill nigga alert. What?
Yo, he got off on that song. On All Me, he got off on that.
See?
Yeah, he did.
And Now, a lot of people
Nigga said,
remember
"And
this.
my dick so hard that it make the metal detector go off."
Bro, hold on. Why would you jump the gun? That was my last one. That was the
It is a good punchline.
one.
It is. I think
Bro.
we debated about this one for a second before, and like, I still think that it's a really good one. I don't care what anybody
Dog.
says.
Metal detector, nigga. You bitches like Wolverine.
Yes, he's
Metal.
that hard. He is
bro.
steel.
Metal.
I love it though, because you you kind of get it, but at the same time you're like, that's nasty as fuck.
That's a wild bar. And then and then let's not forget you recently just celebrated a birthday. I'm sure that you have a video and you play a birthday song. And what's the line? She got a big booty, so I call her Big Booty.
Like that one I don't think was super clever. But it's funny. It's a good punchline.
Yeah, it's like
funny
she
as
got
fuck.
a big booty, so I call her Big Booty. Like you just, it's not it's the whole, like, it's a, man, that's 2 Chainz is a wild dude, because he just has some of the best punchlines that are like memorable and quotable.
That's true.
So, like we've said on this show before, I was a super big Ludacris fan. Chicken and Berry, Luda was that guy. Luda's music did not age as I thought it would. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not gonna say he fell off. It just, like, I mean, I can play Luda, but I don't really have a Luda playlist. If that makes, like, it can come on, but I'm not listening to Luda radio.
Yeah,
I can listen to 2 Chainz and make it to Memphis. Make it the I can 4-hour window.
That's true.
I can drive 4 hours and listen to all of 2 Chainz. So his catalog and his quotables, I think, is definitely top notch. And I mean, if you making metal detectors go off, my nigga, shit, I tip my cap to you. TSA,
you're a hard ass nigga, basically.
The other crazy thing about Chainz is that a lot of the other crazy punchlines come from the mixtapes too.
Oh,
and like the little EPs, like that Freebase EP, like the True Religion tapes, like all of that shit. He's been so influential with the funny punchlines for so long that I can definitely see why you would make that correlation with Ludacris, because there's you could probably name only one Ludacris album, and I can't even think of it. Maybe Chicken and Beer, and I don't even know if that's the right answer, but you can name one that you could probably listen to today, but there's maybe 4 or 5 2 Chainz projects that I can throw on today and be straight.
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
I also feel like Luda was making shit for the club. You know what I mean? I don't think that he was thinking that niggas was really gonna ride around exactly to it. Whereas I think, I almost call him Titty Boy. 2 Chainz.
That is his other name.
That is his other name. I don't think he likes to go by that anymore. It's a really good rebrand on his part. But whereas 2 Chainz, I feel as though he definitely has club hits, and features. But I was actually pleasantly surprised when I listened to Pretty Girls Love Trap. I was surprised that he had some songs on there that were motivational and a little bit had a little bit more feeling and soul and thought into it. So I mean, maybe that could be the reasoning why. But either way, I think 2 Chainz is iconic. Even if people don't always get his lines at first, I feel like it's just like Marcus said, it's one of those things where it's fun to say out loud. You get into it and anybody can do them. It's nothing that's too crazy complicated. Now, for my pick, for my artist, he's a little bit more complicated with his wordplay. And honestly, he's been known as the GOAT of rap for a very long time now. And I'm talking about Lil Wayne. So for him, I really love diving into Lil Wayne's punchlines because he really is somebody who is masterful with double entendres and with pop culture references. So I pulled up a couple of them that I think that everybody kind of knows. I just wanted to highlight them. So for pop culture references, there's a line that he says in Blue Sea Note that goes, "I keep on switching wifeys. You gotta Uncle Phil me." Like, y'all have all watched Fresh Prince, right? Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all remember when you were watching, and it was like the first two seasons, Aunt Viv was like dark skinned, beautiful woman. And then like the last few seasons, she was like light skinned. It looked totally different, completely different person. And so that's what Wayne is talking about. And I love that. Like that he just throws in something that's a pop culture reference that most people should be able to kind of like pick up on. You know, you might not be able to at first, but eventually you will. And I love that about him. Then this is a little bit more of a known song, a Millie. So on this one, he says, "Boy, I got so many bitches like I'm Mike Lowry. Even Gwen Stefani said she couldn't doubt me." I love this because he uses two of them. So Mike Lowry, I'm guessing that he's talking about Mike Lowry from Bad Boys. And he was like a player and he had many hoes. And like that was one of his big, major character like traits was that he was a playboy. And then he also mentions Gwen Stefani, and he mentions her and he says she couldn't doubt me because she has a song called No Doubt. Like, duh. Like, he's just so good at this shit. And then this one is more of like an honorable mention because I'm like, dang, this is definitely a pop culture reference, but only when I got older did I understand what the fuck this was referring to. This is from Mrs. Officer, and he says, "Rodney King, baby, said beat it like a cop." And he says it a lot. Like, it's basically part of his hook. And when I was younger, I was singing the song, Mrs. Officer. I was getting all into it. I did not know much about the Rodney King trials, and I did not know that this actually happened. Police brutality. But I love that he somehow slid it in there. Like he found a way in a song about cops to slide in a cultural reference. I'm like, that's pretty fucking smart. This guy is really thinking. And then he has a few double entendres that are pretty iconic. So here's one that I really like from She Will. He says, "I like my girl thick, not just kind of fine. Eat her till she cry. Call that wine and dine." Like, come on now. Like we've all heard about, whining and dining your girl, but he took it to a different level. And then the song "This Is the Carter." He says, "You watch your grill what you ought to do for your ribs get barbecue." And I love this because you really have to think like he's talking about grills as in like watch your mouth before like I cook you like barbecue, nigga. And like that is one hell of a fucking threat. That is one good fucking threat in my book. Another one, these are the last two because like he has so many. Like it was really hard for me to like pick just a few of them. So the last two, this is from I think this is actually a mixtape, Quality Street Music 2. This is like an intro that he had on there. And he said, "I play the hand that was dealt. I got a deck full of aces. I gave birth to your style. I need a check for my labor." I love that. I gave birth to your style. And then he needs a check for his labor. Like, nigga is like, he's unbeatable. Like, sometimes I look back and I'm like, how do you think of these fucking things? Okay, and then the very last one that I thought was really good. This is from the song called "Blunt Blowing." And he says, "I got some weight on my shoulders. To me, it's like feathers. All hail Wheezy, call it bad weather." Smart, because he's talking about the weather as in hail, but he's also talking about like he's a king, like hail him. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like so many rappers should probably take a class in Lil Wayne's double entendres alone, for real, because these niggas can't touch him nowadays.
I have to agree with you. I have that, it wasn't until Weezy has always been solidified as the GOAT. It wasn't until this week actually that I realized his GOAT status might not only be untouchable, but equally unattainable. So what I'm referring to is that I guess he was asked again who he could go against in a versus. And he was like, I guess his answer was, technically nobody can be on that stage with the equal resume to me, which is true. We've said that for a while. Now he broke it down like the only way I could do a versus is if you do Weezy F Baby versus Lil Wayne, which is basically saying his mixtapes versus his and I was like, that is the craziest thing I've ever heard. And to think to go 20 for 20 versus mixtape Wayne versus we like that would be a versus that I was, and he's the only artist who could do it. The only artist who has that strong of a mixtape following versus that strong of a commercial following, and that you like, what's better? Which Wayne do you want? You know, so we, and you even left off one of his best punchlines is go get the Shauna I was getting some head remix.
Okay.
Yo, that has punchline after punchline after punchline with Wayne.
Okay, give us some. We need to hear it.
Oh, so I mean, well, he said, I was getting some head right in my shit. You said you love that woman, that been my bitch. And if you kiss that woman, then you suck my dick. All these hoes nasty, you tripping, I got that bitch. Like, I mean, come on. Wayne? Wayne had some of, like, and you gotta remember the time when this was at too. Like, how many times have we like, oh damn, yeah, I was with her. Oh, you was with her too? Oh yeah, nigga, you been sucking my dick. Like that was a like you over here like, oh, you love her feeding her grapes, nigga. That's just my bitch. Like,
yeah, dude.
That was bad. So Wayne is definitely, you know, the goat of all goats. And I don't think, and I used to say that, you know, it's crazy that they all under the Drake camp because you would think like Drake is the next person kind of up on that list who could, you know, take it. It was the Jay-Z era, the Drake, you know, the Lil Wayne era, the Drake, you know, to think that Young Money was actually founded in everything by, you know, Lil Wayne is just a crazy umbrella.
It is. And I think that's when I was talking about like Lil Wayne probably giving a masterclass to like these younger generations, I really do wish that he would pick another nigga like to be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to school you real quick and I'm going to show you how to do this, because that's basically what he did with Nicki, what he did with Drake, what he did even with Tyga. Like there's like interviews. I don't know if Tyga himself said that, but like other people who were in the room while Tyga was coming in to record, or like Wayne walked in and Wayne was just like, nigga, that's trash. Try again. Like, no, you're not doing enough. And after getting pushed and pushed and pushed by him, I'm not saying that Tyga is like maybe the most, the best rapper ever, but he definitely is sellable. He's commercial. You know what I mean? He's made a name for himself and he's consistently dropping and he has a fan base. So it's like, honestly, I kind of wish some of these people who are like bubbling up, but maybe they just don't have enough, like, they don't got enough wordplay. They're not clever enough, or maybe they haven't like thought outside the box. I really wish that Wayne would just like pick one of them and be like, all right, nigga, I see what you're trying to do, but let's actually like give you some skills. Let's work on what the fuck you're saying and make it make sense.
Ooh. I think you just tapped into another show topic. Like, what artist would I like to mentor another artist to get their bar game up? And you know what recently comes to mind? That if J. Cole worked with Lil Durk to get your bars up.
To get his bars up, because they definitely did a song together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did a song together. I'm dead. I'm just saying, like, you work, like Durk worked with Cole to get your bars up. Like, that would be,
that wouldn't be a bad idea, because I can't lie. I listened to the song that they did together. I thought it was good. Like, the message was good, but I do feel like Cole kind of stole the show. Yes. For sure.
He definitely did.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. I felt kind of guilty listening to it and being like, is this Cole's song or is it Durk's song? Because I'm so confused right now.
I mean, when you charge $2,000 a word, I mean, 468 words, $968,000. I mean,
Wayne should mentor Uzi.
Yo, yes, because they're both like weird and different, and they kind of want to be like hip hop's not rap star. They want to be hip hop's rock star. That's really what it seems like. Like honestly, if Wayne and Uzi had like joined forces a while ago, they probably would be like the biggest thing ever right at this very moment. And like Uzi's style of music is very much up there. He's one of the top in the game. But I can't lie, like when I was listening to Wanna Rock, I think it like it gives you the vibe. Like you're in the gym, you get that energy. Maybe you're first getting up in the day and you just want to listen to something to get you that energy. But like lyric wise, I was like, this is pretty simple. Like if anything, I kind of feel like I need to give credit to like the producer and the engineers. I don't really feel like this is his song for real. So yeah, that would be amazing. If Wayne came in and was like, this is how you fucking murder this shit, nigga, and you keep all the shit that you're doing, like your style and all that, but like actually put some words behind it, where some wordplay. Man, Uzi. I mean, Uzi's already fucking crazy rich. Can you imagine the level of star he would be? Like, ridiculous.
Because he can turn it on when he wants to, but then you're not. Uzi's not saying lines like "real G's move in silence like lasagna." Like he's not saying. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yes.
So
yes. I was actually gonna mention that line, but I was like, I didn't know if it was one that everyone just knew too much, you know. But yeah, that's a good one. Thank you for mentioning that, Eric.
If Wayne is able to give Uzi some tools like that, Uzi would be way out of here. And that's not to say that he's not already now, but lyrically, because like I said, he can turn it on when he wants to, but it's a different level when you're talking like that.
Right, and I think that like the younger generation is for sure going to be behind Uzi for a very long time. But I don't necessarily know if they're going to be able to pull up his songs and be like, oh, this is my favorite line from Uzi. You know what I mean? Like in 10, 20 years, like, whereas you could do that with Drake. You can do it with Wayne. You could do it with 2 Chainz. You know what I mean? So I really do wish that he would dive more into that. But man, like it's wishful thinking, but it would be great. That'd be an amazing freaking collab.
Could you imagine
so we'll see.
Tour?
A tour with Wayne and Uzi?
Yes.
Ridiculous. Like Uzi already sells out so crazy. Like this nigga's literally putting diamonds in his forehead. Like the money is not a problem. But man, the two of them.
And I don't think they've ever made a song together either.
Surprisingly. Like for them being like these like punk rock, hip hop, you know, kind of dudes. I actually am really surprised that they haven't done a song together. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll manifest something, but I actually am like really looking forward to that. If it happens, we'll see. Who knows? Are there any honorable mentions that we also want to bring to the forefront for this episode? There's definitely other, you know, amazing artists that got great punchlines. Is anybody that like comes to mind for you guys? For me, it was Eminem. Oh, multiple flows, Lil Wayne. Okay, did not know. Thank you, producer Shane. I love that Shane just like drops stuff like God, and we're like, oh yeah.
That song must be on one of Wayne's Carter albums because I don't remember that song. I'm gonna have to look that up now.
That might be that mixtape Wayne that Marcus was talking about. Because I truly don't remember.
Mixtape Wayne is crazy. Just the squad ups alone.
Man.
Just to, like it's actually 2 versions of Mixtape Wayne. Squad up and then everything else. Like the squad, like
there's 3. There's 3 versions to me.
I remember when Alicia Keys. Who's the third?
There's Squad Up Wayne, there's Dedication Wayne, and then everything else.
Okay. I
Dedication Wayne, okay.
Because Squad Up Wayne was the introduction. And this one, beat rapping over a beat that you weren't supposed to was the crazy new thing. So when Wayne spit on Alicia Keys' Fallen beat, shut shit down. Like he rapped on Alicia Keys because that's not a song that a rapper raps on. And that was probably the best Squad Up Wayne that you was like, yo, what? And at the time it was hard to get instrumentals. You couldn't just Google search and get an instrumental. So the fact that he's like, yo, did you hear the Wayne Alicia Keys beat? Like that was classic original Wayne. So yeah. But you are right there. I do get the 3 versions of mixtape Wayne, which is even worse, which is even better to the argument of what we said before of its unattainable GOAT status. No one has 3 versions of their same alter ego that's a catalog by themselves.
And or that is at least like worth mentioning for real.
That's
right?
That's worth it. Like,
yeah,
I mean, you might have.
There's some people I think we try.
So
yeah, for sure. Okay, so did you guys think of any honorable mentions? I think that one of the most obvious has got to be Eminem.
Like, for sure, without a doubt.
Right. So here's a line from. So here's a line from Eminem. This is from his song "Still Don't Give a Fuck." He said, "I walked into a gunfight with a knife to kill you and cut you so fast that when your blood spilled, it was still blue." Like, damn, like not a lot of niggas know that our blood is actually blue until it hits oxygen. Like, okay, like that's that higher level thinking that I just love from Eminem and Lil Wayne. Like, these niggas know something. Here's one more from him off of Role Model. He says, "You beef with me, I'ma even the score equally. Take you on Jerry Springer and beat your ass legally." Which did seem like a lot of niggas did. Like, if you're on Jerry fighting, you're not getting no charges. Like, that is just pure entertainment.
Everybody was going Jerry to whoop your ass.
Everybody.
That was one of my favorite songs in that, or favorite lines in that whole song.
Yes,
straight
easily.
Up.
Like, anytime you mention
hilarious.
Jerry Springer, I already know you talking about some wild shit, man. For real. Okay, is there anybody else you guys want to mention? That's it.
There was a Cassidy bar that just came through, and I'm not really a Cassidy fan, but Cassidy definitely. So let me rephrase. Cassidy has been going downhill ever since I'm a Hustler. Then the whole, but yeah, I mean, because he went from a hustler to a customer. Like, it was. They could do a 30 for 30 on his but
so rude.
But yeah, like he had definitely one of the, but before his subtle decline, the best is me. I got stripes like a referee, and the coke coming in them boats like a refugee. I mean, Pusha T was even like, damn, nigga got coke. Like, how many times have our borders have they talked about? They're taking our country, but you got coke coming in like a refugee.
Yeah, everybody's somewhere upset. Like, how did I not say that shit?
Yeah, because like, damn, man, refugee, I miss.
Damn, that was off the list.
On that. Yeah, but like, there's. The Cassidy's down, but that's that's a whole nother thing. But his hustler customer. I'm just like, that
might actually be a super interesting topic for another episode. I love that when we do episodes, we find like 5 other ones that we should do. We just gotta write this shit the fuck down. I would love for us to go through and like do a quick Google search on some of like back in the day, some of our most favorite artists and what they're doing now. Like, I swear, I feel like like people think that like when you get on top and you become like the world's biggest rapper or whatever, like you're gonna stay there forever. That's impossible. There's no fucking way. I feel like every couple of years there's a new nigga on top, or So
the biggest mama Mia X down for sure. Louisiana cooking soul food right now.
What?
And who would have thought? I swear, and it's just fire. Shit, like Mia X has a staple soul food restaurant that she's like
Bun B just
the burgers.
What?
Bun B got burgers.
He got burgers. I didn't know that either. I had no clue. Yeah, so I think maybe one of these.
Yeah, Bun B just opened up a Trill Burgers restaurant in Houston.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
oh, shit. I would totally go to that. I'm not even gonna lie. All right.
Yeah,
well,
I think he was selling them at Coachella.
Yeah.
That's a smart move. I'm not mad at that. So yeah, maybe we need to do like a little dive on some of the people who we thought, because honestly, I think it's rare when you go back and see that someone is still in the game or has influence in it, you know, like I think Jay-Z is definitely the exception. He's not the rule. I think most people don't end up like him.
I'll give you a slip on one right now. E40. E40.
I thought E40 was still making music.
He's still making music, but
yeah, E40 too.
The wine that he has cannot be kept in stores.
He has a wine? No way.
Yes. Oh man, you gonna go down the rabbit hole? Can't find this.
I'm down. I'm down too, because I've been hearing about Snoop's wine, so I'm definitely down to try E40's wine for sure.
E40 wine is, and it what? Hold on, I gotta ask because I'm not. What's the thing that you call like wine people? A sommelier. He is rated by sommeliers. I had to ask because I don't know what a sommelier.
Yes, if you guys didn't know, we have a fact checker in the background for Marcus every once in a while.
Yeah, they keep me on point. So a sommelier, that ain't no refugee though.
Name bricks.
Yeah, that's no good. Yeah, ain't no refugee coming.
He was like, let the record reflect.
But that's lit. Yeah, maybe next episode. But I hope that you guys really love this episode at home. How about you guys actually join us in this one and comment who you think actually has the best punchlines, who from some of your favorite rappers. And always join us every Monday for a new episode. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you next week, next Monday. And this is Bar Exam. Bye, guys.
All right, so real quick,